Hello, everyone, and welcome to your monthly forecast for this upcoming month of November 2022. This is actually an incredibly pivotal month. I know we are in eclipse season, but there is going to be so much alignment, in touch with our spirituality, a connection, our higher self as we move through old patterns and emerge into the new. So let's jump into it. Let's see what's going to happen in the month of November and what we're being guided to do and how we're being guided to use these energies. So let's get started. We have the Knight of Coins, the Ten of Swords, the Four of Swords, the Hierophant. We have the Eight of Swords, the Strength card, the Empress, the Page of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. A lot of swords this month. But starting out with the month of November, we are going to be working very hard in closing chapters and ending things that no longer serve us. And when I say working hard, we're going to be putting the time into honoring the commitments that we've made to ourselves, the promises that we've made to ourselves, in closing chapters that have served their purpose. What you're really doing here is having graceful endings and new beginnings, making space for opportunity, not just in your life, but in your mind, in your inner space. There is opportunity everywhere, but how we perceive things, how we think, the ideas and beliefs that we hold really do shape our environment and our realities. And in the month of November, we are working hard to bring more peace and harmony to our mental sphere, really allowing ourselves to move past old patterns, old addictions, old dependencies, old belief systems, in order to break free and release ourselves from self-imposed illusions, from old conditioning, and removing those things so that we can actually create an environment and an experience that is in alignment with who you are. You have it with the Four of Swords and the Hierophant. This is a huge month of spirituality. You are really being encouraged to go within, to go into meditation, to go into prayer, to go into silence. Sometimes that's sitting on your meditation pillow. Other times that could be taking a hike, going for a walk in your local park, being in your garden, but really going within. Spirituality is a connection to yourself, to your soul, to your highest aspects, whether it's to your angels, your spirit guides, the divine, whatever terms you want to use. This is a connection to who you are. And I truly believe this is necessary. If you're going to make changes in your life that resonate with who you are, that puts you on a path to an alignment that makes you feel right, feel good, that resonates, you have to connect to that part of yourself. You have to connect to who you are. You have to remove the distractions. This is not a month of Netflix binging. This is not a month where we just want to distract ourselves with too much merriment or any kind of too many drinks or partying. Always a good time, but this really is a month to take time to go within. You might feel a little bit more introverted. You might feel like you want a little bit more alone time, but this is great. If you are social, you're being encouraged to surround yourself with like-minded individuals, especially spiritually, people who feed you and fill your cup, who resonate with you. Now, I'm not saying you can't entertain people with conflicting ideals, but this is not about that. This is about you being in an environment that is supportive, being in an environment that uplifts you and helps you to kind of reconnect with who you are. We all have those friend groups and we could just talk for hours and hours and we're just like, oh, it feels so great. This is what they're talking about. Now, if some of you guys haven't taken a vacation, this would be a really good month to take a small mini vacay, get away, silence yourself, go to the beach, go to the mountains, and really just reconnect. You have it with the Eight of Swords. The reason this is happening is because you have to be present with yourself long enough to recognize the illusions that you've created, all those fears and ideas and inhibitions that are keeping you back. The Eight of Swords is indicative of our own self-limitations. There's nothing externally holding you back. It's us. This fear to take action out of lack of confidence, not knowing because of this boogeyman or what if this happens. But the more you actually work hard on yourself, that spirituality, that connection, that deep oneness with the self, the more you see the boogeyman for who it is. The more you realize, as much as fear can feel very real, it isn't. It isn't real. It's a what if, it's a figment of our imagination. And so when we kind of reconnect, we're able to release ourselves. And you have it with the Strength card. This is about having that inner strength, that self-love, that perseverance to push through even when something is uncomfortable. So if some of you guys are all of us are seeing certain endings in our life, whether it's relationship, that toxic work environment, that friendship that no longer serves us, a familial relationship that really needs some good boundaries, whatever that is, knowing who we are, facing those fears and realizing yeah, I can go that way, but could also go this way. Not allowing them to hold you back is really going to give you that sense of inner strength and love and self respect to make those changes, to make different patterns and outcomes in your life. And you have it with the Empress. You are going to be the one who's creating your life from here on out. It's not going to be dictated by anything external, by this conditioning. It's enough. Like, you know what? I tried doing it the right way. I tried doing it how everyone expects, or I don't want to do that anymore. I want to do what feels good to me. I don't want to perpetuate these same patterns that maybe have been in my generations of family for, decades, or I don't want to be afraid anymore. I don't want to hold myself back anymore because of what other people might think or what I was worried about. And I'm going to create my life. I love having the Empress because this is birthing a reality that you want. And you have it here with the Page of Swords. So this is going to be new ideas. You might say, you know what? I want to start fresh. I want to try this new career. I might want to start my own business. I might want to have a different kind of lifestyle. Might move somewhere. Whenever you have the Page of Swords, it's really trying out some of these theories, some of these new ideas, and challenging yourself to think different, to do different, to be different. And you have it with the Queen of Swords. You're going to do this in a spirit of knowing who you are, valuing your autonomy, your independence, and saying, enough, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try it out. If you add to my life, amazing. If you don't, bye-bye. No hard feelings. I am just determined to create a life that stimulates me, that brings me joy. And I'm going to be very, very focused on it. You're going to notice in the month of November that it's no more wishy-washy. It's no more, well, I really want to do it, but maybe it's not the right time, or I'm going to do it, or oh my God, backpedaling. No, with that Queen of Swords, she's very independent. She knows who she is, and she's going to go after it, and you're going to feel just honed in on your goals, on your future, on this new idea, even if it's something that's challenging but exciting, and you're going to create. And this time, nothing is going to stop you. This time, you're deciding, I'm going to see it through. I'm going to have that self-determination, that hard work to create these new beginnings. It's already challenging enough to close chapters that, even if they're not healthy or even that great, they're comfortable. We know them. It's expected. So it can be uncomfortable and almost, counterintuitive to close some of these chapters. But what's most important in November is that you're not just closing, you're opening new books. You're not just closing and standing still. You're deciding to close, and before you jump, you're checking in with yourself. You're going into that meditation. You're sitting with your thoughts, with your emotions. You're processing things. You're thinking twice and speaking once. You're sleeping on it. Getting away can be very beneficial. And you're deciding, you're being very selective with the kind of people you're surrounding yourself with in November. And more than likely from here on out, you might say, man, I've known this person for 2 decades, but I really don't want to meet up for coffee anymore. Our vibes are just different. We're in different places, and that's okay. I can respect that. But it's just not who I am. It's not what makes me feel good or supports me or adds to my life anymore. And that can be challenging, but we have to have that sense of self-love and respect to say, I'm worth it. I'm worth those changes. I'm worth that focus. I'm worth that time to take a time out to really get right with myself, to challenge my fears and say, I'm going to do it anyways because my happiness and my self-love is greater than that. And taking those beautiful ideas that you have for your life and running with it with focus and determination and self-love and a little bit of sass. I kind of like that kind of energy. This is a very transformative month, a highly spiritual month. So you might notice that your natural psychic abilities, you might notice that your ability to connect is a lot more sensitive. It's very common during fall time anyways. The veil is quite thin during this time. So I love it. So if you want to go into that meditation, if you want to do some of your scrying, your tarot, your pendulum, if you want to do some more connectivity or channeling with your guides, this is the month to do it. Really connect, take down notes, get clear with yourself. And before you turn on Netflix or a video game, you might instead want to say, no, I'd rather read a book or just sit in silence with my thoughts or journal, because inspiration and guidance is coming through full force this month. I hope this serves you guys. I hope it's something that resonates and supports you in the month of November. If you guys are more interested in a more in-depth tarot session, you can find my link down below. I do have an amazing monthly subscription where I give channelings and I teach weekly classes and exercises and meditations. If you're interested, that will also be down below. Otherwise, I will see you next month for next month's readings. Take care.